Good morning. What a rocky morning this is. Hi, you're here to fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace, and hang on to your children. Just approximately about 10 minutes ago, we had a severe earthquake uh, happening here in Southern California. This is the first time I've ever got to notice that, but I want to let you all know that I'm safe so far. Don't know where the central is of the earthquake, but this is very unusual. Of course, we live in California. But it's a warm welcome about your CPS case. And I'll still try to do this live stream if we have reoccurring shocks. We have reoccurring shocks because it's really hard to predict earthquakes. Huh. Wow. It was a severe earthquake down in the San Diego area. And it happened right when I was getting on there. And it's not a big one. It's only a 2.8. When it starts getting at 7, that's where damages will go in there. And thank you, child. You just felt it too, child. Well, that is great. All right. Well, here we are on April 14th, and it's Monday. And I got through my weekend okay. We had late broadcasts and early broadcasts of live stream. And my face has come down in complexion. It was beet red from too much sun and working the Long Beach Grand Prix. It's the 50th year, and I've done it for 50 years. That's amazing. It started when I was 25. But anyway, we're here to talk about the child protection system. That's what I call CPS, the child protection systems. There are a system in every county, in every state, and worldwide. They all have different names. Okay, child says there's a 5.1 near San Diego. I see a 2.8, but anyway, hopefully everybody's all right. I pray for those people. But this child protection system, there are rogue child protection systems that are good and bad. Just like with foster care, there's good and bad foster care. I can't tell you who you're going to meet or how your case is going to be handled because everyone's different. I've talked to over 1,000 people in 22 countries, and of course, all 50 states of the USA, and including the District of Columbia, which is not a state. And the District of Columbia is where our White House is, or federal government is, or Congress and so forth, or Capitol is in this District of Columbia. And prayers do work because it seems like a lot of people out there praying that things don't happen now. I've been told that there's an earthquake due to hit California that's going to put California underwater. And it's hard for me to fathom that because I'm only 3 blocks from the beach. I'm broadcasting live from Surf City, USA on the west coast of California. And I do this live stream twice a day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. And then in the evenings, I do it Monday through Sunday at 7 p.m. There may be changes from time to time, but I'll let you know. I've been doing this now for 18 months, continuously since October of 2023. And I've talked to many of you and helped many of you with your cases. You There we go. I lost contact with you all. And I don't know if that's the internet from the earthquake or what, but okay. Hmm. Well, it seems like there's all kinds of ranges of the magnitude. I've heard 5.1 from child, and then on Twitter, it says it was 6.0. The San Diego County estates and California regions. Okay, they say there was one in LA too. There was one 5.2. Well, anyway, I did not feel it. I just got the alarm. But I'm glad to see you here, Child. Child is fighting a CPS case. His attorney is Vincent Davis, the one that I had hired, and the one that does this live stream, that sponsors this live stream. Now, at the bottom of my screen, we are asking for assistance to help keep this live stream going. And there's different amounts you can offer, and you get different benefits. It's all at the bottom of the screen. It tells you the phone number that you can send your Zello to or your Cash App on Apple Pay. Anyway, anything can do to help support. Now, there's different things you can do with my interactive podcast. You can do emojis like smiley faces, thumbs up, hearts. Also, you can send stars. Please check below to follow me. And if you want to be notified when I'm on, check the notification button. And as I tell you, it's 14 shows a week that I do regularly. And I'm here to help you all fight CPS, to fight what they're doing to your family and to taking your children. It's an awful, awful thing that you're going through. And I know, I feel for it. So, hello, Lake Hartenberg from South Africa. I've been worried about you. As I was telling my listeners, I've talked to 22 countries, from Indonesia to Bangladesh to India to the Middle East to Libya to Saudi Arabia, then to the continent of Africa to Liberia and Sudan and the Congo. The Congo is my latest country. And then also Rwanda, and Mozambique, and of course the country that I've been to a lot, South Africa, and the several of the provinces there. Lika is going through a horrible mess with her children and the local CPS there. And she's actually called in. Her country code's 27. And she's called in to tell about her case. It's pretty bad. But I love all of you like my big family. So a lot of you come in here and call me uncle or hello family. That is great because in here we're supportive of one another. We will help each other. There's lots of things we can do on this live stream. There's lots of things. There's 5 rules that I've formulated that will help you. If I had those 5 rules, I would never have had my children stolen and trafficked and put into foster care and then alienated from their parents. Those are the things they do. There are rogue CPS entities around the world. All they want to do is make money. And a warm hug goes out to Leica because I know how hard it is for you. The other day she wanted to try the call, but it got too emotional for her. And child, keep your prayers going. You're a wonderful family. I know you have several different names here on YouTube, but you do a lot of praying, and that is good. And you also support Mr. Davis, which I think is also good too. Now, I have a number there, 888-888-6582. That is the law offices of Vincent W. Davis. And you can call in there to get publications, guidebooks. You get information about the live streams, when Mr. Davis is going to be on, when I'm going to be on, and so forth. And we're trying to do a newsletter. It's $1.99. We're trying to do a newsletter where we'll have articles from me and Vincent Davis. Also, we'll have interviews about both of us and our backgrounds and what we do and what we not do. But I'm glad that you're here. I want to calm you down because your case is very important to me. I don't know what your case is, so there's a way you can text it to me. That's another way you interact with this podcast. I'm going to put up how to text. A comment or a question, it should pertain to CPS. Please state your first name, your city or county, your state, and if you're outside of the United States, put your country. Also, please tell me about your CPS case from the beginning to where you're at so that I may help you. And so that's a really way that people use all the time is texting. Texting is really, really important there. Now, Leica says, you're like our father. By now, you have the warm, friendly love that all of us can feel. Well, I do have love for you guys. You know, I experienced this firsthand dealing with CPS. They stole my children. In fact, one child they corrupt so bad they retaliated against me and my family that she no longer talks to us. She has been, because the social worker who didn't even have a high school education, didn't have any training, committed perjury in court. I had attorney, Vincent Davis. I had hired him late into my CPS case. But one of the issues was coming up was that my wife's sister and husband wanted to adopt our child, our daughter. We didn't want that to happen. So Vincent Davis was asking questions to the social worker. Like one question is, what kind of a family are they? Are they a good mother and a father? They don't have children, but they are good there. And the social worker said, yes, they're great parents. And then Mr. Davis had a puzzled look on his face, and he pulls up a folder. And in the folder are a bunch of reports. He starts reading the reports. And what they are, the reports of domestic violence, when the social worker says there was none. And so she committed perjury. And the reports were so bad, there was physical domestic violence. That means they hit each other. That's not an environment for a young child to be in there. So that kind of ended their push to adopt our children. But the social worker wanted retaliation. She was embarrassed by her peers and everybody else that she had to lie. So she did that, and she opened herself for a lawsuit, which I've not pursued, mainly because it takes money. I lost my job in 2010 through no fault of my own. State of California was running out of money, so they wanted to use my government contracts with them, build roads and highways. So they say, we're going to put your contracts on hold, give you IOUs. Well, that's wrong. That's public funds. And I could have sued them, but my owner didn't want to. So I was out without a job through no fault of my own. I'd gotten the work for the company, but we couldn't execute the work. And I tried to go to banks to get credit lines, and they were very apprehensive. They no longer wanted to give credit lines. So it was hard for me because I had a heavy mortgage payment to pay. I had a too expensive home. My lifestyle was elevated to my income, and my income was very nice. I mean, I was on the top of the world at age 60 with 45 years of working experience, and I got a home. And I was proud to get that home. And I was taking care of my family. But unfortunately, that all collapsed. I guess the good things do collapse. So I got involved with CPS in 2010, and the people that were calling to complain were my in laws. I did not know that too many years after a case. Their in laws were calling once a week for 5 years. They harassed us, the CPS, and they couldn't find anything on us. And I guess they were frustrated and they want retaliation or something. So um, they had the police involved after 5 years to track me down and to force me to come to my home and open my home up. Now, I did not know about my rule number 3, where it says you do not allow them in your home, you don't open your home up, you don't talk to them. So that's why I had to get a hold of Vincent Davis. It just wasn't working out waiting and waiting or dealing with people that are incompetent and so forth. Now, like it says, my case is now so I know. I don't even want to mention the word. I'm worried about my heart problem. It's my little 6-year-old girl's birthday. Well, happy birthday to your daughter. Tomorrow. I'm not allowed to see her after 13 months. That is wrong. That is wrong. And if you had the right kind of attorney, they could prove it. You're supposed to see your children within 48 hours of them being taken from you. And they should never have been taken from you. They think it's an automatic thing. And they take away your phone rights and visiting rights. That's wrong. I don't think your TPR has been taken from you. Your terminal parental rights have been terminated, but you can appeal it if they are. Now, you bought a present as big as a door, and I'm going to let it be delivered to her school tomorrow by delivery company. Well, that's awful sweet of you, Mom. You're a sweetheart. Your daughter will love that. I know your daughter knows that you love her. What I would do with you is I've been telling people to start journals. You need to write to your child now that you're separated and talk to them every day in your journal. Tell them how you feel and what you're going through. So one day you can give the journal to them, especially if you pass away. Now, your child, when they turn 18, can leave the foster care system Foster care and CPS only deals with children under the age of 18. So you're considered an adult at age 18. So there is some hope down there. But my daughter turned 18 and still no daughter. She's 22 now. No contact. My boys contact her. They talk to her. I send her text messages, but I don't know if they ever get to her. But I've had no response. I send her lots of love. And I've been writing this long, lengthy letter to her that I need to get to her. That's one thing that's hard to write. I know it is. I experience the same thing. But all of you that are experiencing separation from your children should write a journal to your child. And if you have 3 children, you write 3 separate journals. Because each child is important to you. And I'll help you by writing the journals. It will really help relieve you, especially when you finish it, the journal for the day. Now, you only have to write a paragraph. You don't have to write much. You can just say, hey, it was cold today. I went out sailing. It was really windy. Or I went out surfing and you would love the waves. Just something really simple. Hello, Kelly Fletcher. And you're from Chicago, okay? Is your case from Chicago? And welcome, Kelly Fletcher. So, like it says, she made sure I don't get her back. I know. I know. And you got to keep your faith and the love of your daughter in your heart, like it. Don't give up. Just do your prayers and write that journal. That journal will help you so much because it will actually make you feel like you're talking to her. Now, you have a question here, child. How can they remember their address to come back home? It is hard. It is really, really hard. Anyway, they will remember how they come home. They do remember. And I know it's really hard. And, as I say, to write this journal, it works out really, really, really good. And I know you cry every day. And I even cry for you parents because I know what you're going through. Because my family still goes through the heartache and the breakup and everything. So it is hard. It is hard. And I think the journal helps a lot if you write that journal to your child that's not with you and stuff. But I don't think this earthquake's going to rattle here anymore today. but it was pretty bad. There's actually 2 earthquakes. Again, one in San Diego and one in LA.
Because it's a door you can just put them in there so easy.
Now, Leica, what is the next court date for you? What's the next court date? Also, child, when is your court date coming up? And Kelly Fisher, what about your case? Can you tell me more about it so I can help you? No, CPS will not give the address to their children. That's something that you're going to have to, if you still see your child, secretly hand a piece of paper. You know, if you have supervision visions, you got to be really careful. This Thursday, and Leica, what is the court about this Thursday? I want to help you. Okay, child, you on standby. That's bad. Are you seeing your children? Child, are you seeing your children? And Kelly, can you come back and talk to me? You started to talk. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose you, Kelly. Okay, please call in, Leica. Let me put my phone number up. Okay, my phone number's up. It's 626 698 0990. That's 626 698 0990. And you can talk to me live. You've done it before, Leica. You've done it before. Now, my phone number is up there. Leica's going to call in from South Africa. Her country code's 44. You saw somebody some months ago, child, but Attorney Vincent Davis is fighting for us. The foster care called me and got angry at me. I'm so sorry. All right, that's South Africa. There it is. Good day to you. I know it's probably early morning, right?
Hello, Uncle Bob. No, it is now 7:45 in the evening.
Oh, it's evening time. I got confused. Here it is morning and it's evening where you're at the next day. Well, I'm so glad to hear your voice. It's been a while since you've talked. And I know you say it's very complicated. So go ahead, and explain to me about it. All right.
Uncle Bob, that she's placed. Okay, in the first place, let the people in the chat just know. I was seeing a man. He was very good to us, and at the end, when we break up because he was drinking too much, and I let him go. So afterwards, my daughter told me what he did to her, so I immediately made a case, and we went through hell. So I got no support. Nobody was doing really nothing, and the pedophiles were walking freely next to the street. So I was like furious, and I needed counseling for my daughter and me to work through this. So I went to all these places. I went to the police station and made a case. I went to the welfare, CPS. I went to FAMSA. I went to the crisis center. I went last week. I phoned Childline. And then I said to the lady, we had a very nice conversation. At the end, I said to her, you know what? Sibongile is her name. I said, Sibongile, I'm so broken for my child. I'm so furious. I'm so frustrated because it feels like nobody's doing nothing. It feels like I can buy petrol, pour it over that pedophile and light him.
Yeah.
You see what I said?
Yes, I understand.
That is my specific words. That's my specific exact words. That won't be necessary. She will send people to come and support us that same day. Now, Uncle Bob, that day, I found her about 9 o'clock in the morning, about 4:30 in the afternoon. One policeman with one security guard and the two ladies of the welfare came and they ripped my child off my body.
Now, why did they try to ask you nicely?
They say that Childline said to them, I said I'm going to buy petrol and put it on me and burn me and my child.
Wow.
Uncle Bob, if I said that, why would I go to 6 institutions for help and open a case just to burn us?
Right.
My level of person is not low.
Yes.
I love my child. I will not do that, and I didn't say that. The next day in court, we had to be in court. The lady, I shouldn't mention names. I don't even think it's a real name. The next day in court, she couldn't even look me in the eyes. And then all of a sudden she said, she could be wrong. She can't be wrong because she couldn't hear clearly.
Now, do they use attorneys in your kind of court? I'm not too familiar with South African court.
Yes, I'm now at my 4th attorney.
All right. Are these court appointed?
Go
ahead.
I've spent about 450,000 rand ZAR. I don't know. It's even more than the previous time. But I don't care, Uncle Bob. I will sell my house. I don't care. There's no price for my child.
Right. Understood.
But other days, I can't breathe of the crying. I can't eat. It's like you are sick into your core. This is horrible. This is really horrible.
I know. I wish I was there. I could put my arm around you and hug you because you need support. Is there any family members that can help you, Leica?
No, my mother died also now, this past February.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry.
I didn't even go to her funeral. Family's going to ask me, where is my child?
Oh, boy.
And she's placed by my brother and his wife with their 3 children. But now my brother is working against me, Uncle Bob.
Why would your brother want to work against you?
told my mother things. My brother he's a bit, he doesn't like the things that he couldn't do in life and I could. It's a thing that comes from childhood. And there were times last year when I said to my mother that he is monitoring her phone for like the past 5 years. I don't have privacy with my mother. I said to her, please talk to him that he must stop it. Then she said, he will never do things like that because he's the last born. He's a baby child. And she's just, he's a witbroodjie. He's a little lamb of the 3 children of my sister, bigger sister. I'm 46 and my brother is now 40.
Right,
and
right.
He told me on my mother's, then there were times I got serious with my mother because she did the unthinkable to me. And I am honest. There were times that I disrespected her. I'm honest. I'm brutally honest. There were times when I told her, Ma, please, they are working against me. They even go and told lies to the welfare. They said that the mother, they call me the mother, not Tessa's mother or her mother. The mother doesn't call the child often and the child never asks for the mother. Uncle Bokke, lying.
Oh boy.
I found her every night of my life. She even told me that she's scared that she will never come home. She says she wakes up at night, then she thinks of sneaking out of the house, running out of the gate and running to me. Now, it's an hour and a half drive from here.
How old is your daughter?
And I told her,
How old is your daughter now?
Sorry?
How old is your daughter now?
Tomorrow she's 7.
All right. That's very young and very precocious. Are you allowed to see her?
Last year.
Right. Are you allowed to see her at school?
I used to see her 3 times a week for an hour.
Why did they stop?
They didn't even supervise us anymore.
Right. Why did they stop allowing you to see your daughter? Why did they stop?
Because I bought her a present for Christmas and they didn't let me speak to her on Christmas because he wants to get back at me for the times I disrespected my mother because she didn't want to believe me. Now he's using my child to get back at me. He's actually working now with the welfare that I must lose her.
That is very terrible.
This was not all her fault. He can do something else to me. Why must she suffer because of what I did?
Yeah.
My situation is just becoming rotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was your relationship with your brother when you were small and children? How was your relationship with your brother?
When we were small, we did fight like normal brother and sister fighting. My sister also don't get along with my brother. She doesn't even talk to him at all. She totally isolates herself. And then we grew up. Then I was very, very protective over my brother because when he needed me, I was there. When he cried at night because his girlfriend is sick, she was nearly dying that years ago. He phoned me in the night, in the morning hours, like 1 o'clock. Then he talked with me for 2 hours. I'm also working the next day, but I don't care. It's my brother. He's crying. He's worried that she might die. I'm there for him. But the day I phoned him, 1 o'clock in the morning, crying about something, I am now waking them up and he's working tomorrow. And he puts down. Things like that.
No.
It's narcissistic characteristics.
Well, would your brother? Does your brother believe in God?
Yes, he do. We have a mother that we're very, very extremely close to God. He even spoke to her loud. She started hearing him softly, like really hearing. She's very close to him. And But there's one thing my mother did wrong. The three of us, when we grew up, when we fight, she never looked who started it and sorted out that person first. She always fires between us. She never had, sorry, I'm Afrikaans, my English is not that good.
It's very
She
good.
never
It's very
addresses-
good. It's very good.
Thank you. She never addresses the one that started the fight, you know?
Right, right.
She'll never say, hey, I'm going to call other names now. Hey, Zelda, listen now here. You are now wrong. You are causing now more trouble than there is. No, she never does this. Did that. She only kills the fires.
Uh-huh.
So the three of us don't get along. I am still willing. I have tried all the years. I still love them. I would never do such a thing to my brother.
Well, would your brother be able to meet with a mediator, like a minister or I don't know what kind of religion you have, but would someone from the church be able to meet with you and your brother to work out something?
Yes, but he's using another technique now. And this technique, I know him very well. This technique he's using now is extremely dangerous.
Well, you got to have that mediator work with both of you. I've used one. I used a pastor of a church, and he got me back together with my oldest son. And he started off working with us, and my son got to tell how he felt and so forth. So I'm just saying that sometimes mediation helps if you get someone that's willing to do it, not for money, but to help, because it is difficult. You look at our countries right now. We have two countries, Russia and Ukraine, that can't seem to respect each other. And they are trying their hardest to have mediation taking place in Saudi Arabia with representatives from other countries. But, you don't have to be hard on yourself. It is hard to make people come back together again. I mean, you know that Ukraine and Russia are doing nothing but badness to each other. I mean, people's lives are being killed every moment.
Yeah. Uncle, I've tried the past 20 years. I can even be specific. The past 15 years, I have tried everything that is possible in my power to make things right between my brother and me. Every time I forgive him, every time I am the one who fixes things between us. It doesn't matter who was wrong, he or me. It's not, sorry. I am going to say it is not me. Sorry, I am going to say
you don't have to be hard on
because
yourself.
I love him.
Yeah, you don't have to be hard on yourself. But I think if you
This
keep
time
trying.
I am going to say I'm not wrong because
Good.
I was always there for him. And there comes a time, then afterwards he just stabbed me in the back again with a knife. And he don't just stab me back, not physically now, in an example. He don't even stab me in the back, he even turns the knife.
Wow.
And there's a place in the Bible where God says, there's a time when you can turn around and walk away. Because enough is enough.
Well,
and this is doing now that I must lose my child.
Well,
No.
here's have you also talked about doing a journal?
The writing, I'm actually a good writer. I've won in school poet competitions. I'm a good writer.
Okay.
But when I start writing, I start crying, unstoppable.
Well, what you can do is maybe it's better if you just talk to a recorder and record your journal. You could be a living journal. You could speak into the recorder and say, "Hi, whatever your daughter's name is. I'm letting you know that I love you. I know we're going through difficult times, but I want you to know what I'm doing from day to day." And so you can start off by talking about your day and about your feelings, because your daughter will cherish that when she gets that recording.
Yeah, I know, but Uncle Bob, I heard.
Well,
I don't say I hurt more than
I know
other
that
people.
it
We
hurts.
all hurt deeply.
Yeah.
But I hurt in such a mad matter that it feels like it is my inside are torn apart and ripped out.
Well, then you
that's how
need
it
to
feels.
tell in your journal, whether it's a voice journal or a written journal, you need to tell your feelings in that journal, and it will help you. I know you could probably do it for a half an hour a day. That's only a half an hour of the day. And you just tell, "Hi, I want to tell you how I feel. And I'm hurting. It's okay to show emotion. It's okay to hurt." Those are important for her too, because someday she's going to know her real mother. And I think.
No, but not someday. Not someday. I'm fighting to get her back within the next 4 months. No, I'm going now.
All right.
I'm going big.
Well, it sounds like your brother's working against you. You got to undo that, because as long as your brother works against you, you're not going to see your daughter. So you got to get that. Also, you need to find an attorney that really cares about you as a person. The chemistry is so good.
Yes, I go to him now. He's a Christian. Okay. Also, he believes very closely in Jesus.
Okay.
So he's a good man. He's never lost a case.
All right. It's going to get better. You know, like I've talked to you before. This is probably the third or fourth time I've talked to you. You're sounding so much better. You're more focused. You have to be focused on what the issue is, hands are. If CPS has a program for you to follow, then do it. Do all those classes. Do all those programs. Get them behind you.
I already did the parenting classes, the parenting course. I did it. I already went to the psychologist for a full evaluation. I paid for it myself. I went to one of the best ones. They every time they get another reason.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to break you out. They're trying to tie you down. And the thing is, if you keep your keep your cool, eventually they'll give in to you. It took me 3 years to get my boys back. And I did everything that was asked upon me. Yes, it took me three years. My children were taken from me in the summer of 2015. And 2 of my 3 children returned to me in December 2017. So there is hope down there, not to give up. And it all has to do with you. I cannot. Yeah, well, you got to have to. It's one of those things in life. There's a lot of things. Sometimes I feel so hard to get up. Sometimes I feel like I can't make it today. And of course, I rely on God. Yeah. I rely on God a lot. I pray to him. I pray to him daily. And I go and worship on Sunday. And I talk to a pastor of the church who helps me deal with my sons, you know. So we're trying to do that. So it is hard.
If it was,
if
it wasn't for God, then I wouldn't have made it. Really,
right? I agree.
All glory to God. Really,
I agree.
Because sometimes I don't even want to get out of this bed. It feels sometimes I don't want to even bath tonight. Yeah. I just want to sit and stare at the roof.
Do they have support CPS groups there in your community? Do they have where people get together?
Oh, no.
Well, then you need to start one. You need to start that you're starting a support group of CPS, because it's like people with alcoholism. They go to Alcohol Anonymous to talk about their alcohol problem and maybe get cured of it. It's like you
They
can.
will stop me. They will
Pardon?
stop me if I start groups like this. Because I want to support, I want to get in my town all the that has been that is going through this. I'm not talking about mothers that are lying drunk and the children are hungry, walking around in their house,
Right.
hungry.
Right.
The parents are passed out and full of drugs, and I'm not talking about those.
Okay.
I'm talking about the parents that children has been taken wrongfully from them. I want those parents. We can come together once a week, but then they will also use that against me.
Yes. Yes. But you can work your way through it. You just got to be strong, and sometimes if someone is putting you down, you just say, I disagree respectfully. I love God, and I'm going to continue to fight for my daughter.
Yeah.
And you'll be able
I
to.
won't give up. Sometimes,
Yeah.
some days it feels I want to give up because
Yeah.
my strength it disappears, it goes away, and the heartache
Right.
is like a knife inside my heart that is still there. It doesn't go out, and every time I move, it cuts a bit deeper.
Now, do you?
But after a while, I think of a little face and a small little body and the angel eyes, and then I get strength again and I carry on.
Right, right. Also, if you go for walks, I live next to a beach. I don't know if you live to a beach or a park, whatever it is, but I know if I walk.
I'm far from the beach.
Well, if you're close to
I also think the other
park.
day.
Yeah, go ahead.
I must go and walk around the block.
Yes.
I must go and walk.
That is what I'm telling you. When you feel bad, the best thing to do is walk around the block. Walk with a friend. I don't know if the area you live in is safe, but sometimes walking with a companion, you guys can do a couple things. It keeps you healthy. It makes you strong.
So I have I'll take my pit bull with. I also thought the other day, because last year I couldn't even walk around the block. Last year was.
Well, now it's time that you need to come back so you can walk around the block. You need to do that. Also, do you have a soft rubber ball that you can squeeze? If you're upset, you give the ball 10 squeezes, and that will calm you down.
Yeah. Or that little jelly hands that you throw and you and you pull them back.
Right, or worry beads. You don't have to be a Muslim to have worry beads, but you can have beads that you sit in your hand and you use your fingers to move them. And so there's all these things you can do. The walk around the block, squeezing a soft ball. It build up your hand strength. It also makes you think about things, and you can like squeeze it and hold it for 10 seconds and do 3 sets of that. And there's things you can do that do it by walking. You can, walk around, and it will help you with your health too. And you can talk to God as you walk. You can talk to God as you walk.
Absolutely. And it also helps for the blood circulation. Because to sit the whole day on my bed, trying my plans and on the phone, it my body like stagneer. What stagneer in English? The blood, there's no blood circulation, and that makes me feel more bad.
Okay.
So I want to start moving. I need to, because I'm not working currently.
Right.
I don't have to work currently, but.
Well, maybe you could take on a small job. Maybe you could take on a small job, stuffing envelopes, or maybe being an answer phone. And you do that because that will help you. Right. That will help you move. That will help you going. Any kind of small job. The
job I want to apply for, Uncle Bob, is part of the fight against child trafficking. I want to take
Good.
down pedophiles.
I agree. That's a good
I want
job.
to take down pedophiles.
That is a good job. I agree with that.
They lay in bushes. I was in the army for 25 years. I've got nothing to do it. They lay in bushes. They wait when they drop those children over that wall.
Wow.
And that other person come and get them, and it's the last move to the pedophile. No, that's where I want to come in.
Well, there you
My
go.
mission is not to
You're
kill.
helping other
I'm not a
people,
killer.
and you can write in your journal, or you do your voice journal to your daughter and say, today, my daughter, I had a good day helping others, stopping the pedophiles from preying on innocent children. And that's one way you can start off. So you end up start talking to your daughter. And if you have a verbal or a written one, whatever way you want to go, you should do it. If you have a computer, you can do your journal on your computer.
Yeah.
You make it sound. Do you have a do you have
a
do you have a pet? Do you have a pet? Do you have a pet?
Yes, I've got a pit bull.
Okay.
And I had 2 Jack Russells, but they were very old. They passed on.
Right.
And so it's now only
But
me and my
sometimes,
pit bull.
right.
And after, sorry?
I say sometimes if you have a pet, it will help you be motivated, taking care of another animal. I'm not saying it's your daughter, but it helps you be able to take care of something like that. I don't know if the advice I'm giving you is helping you. All I'm talking about is something called common sense and, of course, your life skills. These life skills, I have many years on this planet. I like to share them with people what work good with me. And I found out that I'm able to live longer and stay more utilized as I exercise, and I'm kept busy. You know, one of the hardest things for people to do is when they retire and they no longer work, they end up dying soon. I had a couple good friends that died soon after leaving their job because they didn't have anything to do.
Yeah, but now after 14 months, there's now a friend that moved in with me.
Okay.
Because they couldn't see me suffer like this. I mean, I was alone, handling this alone. Only me and God and my pit bull. And the family that supported me, I isolated from my friends because I just want to tell people of this. I just want the people in town to know this because they will think I'm a slacker mother.
Yes.
And it's not the case, and I don't have the energy to tell the whole story of the past year.
Right.
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 There's no more energy.
Right.
But this walking around the block, I'm definitely going to start. And it is much better since there's a friend here in my house. Much better.
Yes, I can see that. Yes.
So now I thank you, Uncle Bob. You're like a father to me. Really, you have got a fatherly warmth and love that I picked up. You feel like my father.
Yeah.
I grew up without a father.
Oh,
and,
I'm sorry that.
You feel like our father.
I am a father to many people because I love children. I love people of all ages and all backgrounds. You know, I'm not subjective because of somebody looks a certain way or where it is there. And I too have bad times with people, but I'll turn my other cheek. You know, I've done some interesting jobs in my life. But one thing I seem to be good about is be able to tolerate people that like to be mean or not kind to you. And I try to be kind to everybody because I have a ruling is that I like to be treated a certain way, so I treat people that way. You know, if you like to be treated, you want to treat people that way too. You want to respect them and listen to them and help them because I know it's so hard for what you're going through. Now, I know that we're getting close. Go ahead.
Last thing. You see, in the very beginning, after the police case opened, nothing happened. I found the welfare. They said they're going to look into it. A week and a half, no feedback to me. Then I phoned the welfare. I said, look, it's been a week and a half. I hear nothing of you. I mean, it's serious to me.
Right.
I said, yes, they were there. The police are investigating it. There's nothing they can do anymore. I said,
Right.
what?
Right.
I said, listen here. You are sitting on your fat asses. You are eating the money of the government, and you don't look at the welfare of the people in town. And I put down the phone. Now there, my problems start.
Yeah, well, you can't change people overnight, and you're certainly not going to change government agencies that are corrupt. When they discover they can make money, easy money, people are swayed by easy money. I think that people don't appreciate, because a lot of people never have had the misfortune of not be able to.
Yeah, but before she was taken, I said to them, you are sitting on your fat asses and not doing your job, eating the money of the government. And all the people say that I shouldn't have said that. Not to the welfare people.
No, you're right.
Because they had a knife in for me.
Yeah, when you start making enemies, yeah, it is hard. It is hard. But also, if you talk to the welfare workers there, you can tell them that, hey, I really love my daughter. What would it take with you guys? What do you want me to do? And if you were rude to them or said anything, well, okay, well, I don't know. See, these are things, some questions. So I'm going to have to end my live stream. Go ahead.
I'll phone in again and I'll tell you more.
I would love to hear more. I don't mean to cut you short, but I've gone over my time. And
okay.
And I have to end my live stream because there's other live streams that take place. But I want to thank you, Leica, from South Africa, for calling in. I want to thank Child from Los Angeles, California, that has called in. I want to thank the other people in this room here. Let me get there. Hold on. I want to thank Casely Fisher, who's from Chicago, that called in. That was very nice of you to do so. And then I have a couple other people here. Let me see here. Who else I had here? Kelsey. Kelly Fisher, yeah. And then I have another one that was, well, I guess I didn't. I thought maybe I do so many of these shows, but I want to thank everybody for listening, and know that there will be a way long if you keep fighting for your children. Don't give up. Don't give up hope. And save your questions for me, because I'll be on again tonight at 7 p.m. That's the West Coast time of California. So I'm on at 7 for an hour, and then again tomorrow morning at 10. So whatever it is, we can talk about it and we can help. So God bless you all. And this is Bob Pace signing off.